Nashville, Tennessee.
The Chinese consider a shift in their military forces away from Taiwan. Secretary of State Vance will try to revive the Middle East peace talks.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight, with Max Robinson in Chicago, Peter Jennings in London, Barbara Walters, who is on assignment. Tonight, a comment from Howard K. Smith, and Tom Jarrell in Washington, substituting for Frank Reynolds.
Good evening. The Chinese, who have had plenty of time to consider the new U.S.-China diplomatic connection, may be ready to show some restraint toward Taiwan based on that new diplomacy. The channel, once known as Gunboat Alley, the Formosa Strait separating the mainland from Taiwan, has been a dangerous point of military confrontation for 20 years. But senior correspondent John Scally has learned that may soon change.
Chinese leaders are considering a withdrawal of some of the 40 divisions that they have positioned opposite Taiwan for the past 10 years. This is the conclusion of some high-ranking American intelligence authorities who are carefully following developments along the Formosa Straits. If such a pullback occurs, it would be viewed by the White House as a welcome move, reinforcing Peking's assertion that it will use patience in solving the Taiwan problem. Peking authorities have not told American officials directly of any such evacuation plans, but have confided to some third parties. In addition, there are various other intelligence indications that the Chinese want to reinforce their armies along the Soviet border, where 44 modern Red Army divisions are deployed. Some 1.5 million Soviet troops are massed there, along with 800 aircraft, backed up by a wide array of Soviet tactical and strategic nuclear weapons. The Chinese are estimated to have some 2 million men deployed in depth behind the 6,000-mile border, but have only some 500 relatively outdated aircraft, no tactical nuclear weapons, and a very limited number of strategic nuclear bombs. For years, Peking has been worried about a Soviet preemptive attack, but American intelligence officials have detected no evidence of any such preparations. In Washington today, President Carter's national security advisor, Zbigniew Brzezinski, told a foreign policy group that China is now emphasizing peace rather than war.
We are not dealing today with the China of 1958. The China which at that time seemed on the brink of a major military conflict involving the islands of Quemoy and Matsu and allied to the Soviet Union. That is a fundamentally important new reality.
John Scally, ABC News, Washington.
In Hong Kong today, an anti-American, pro-Taiwan demonstration. About 100 people marched in front of the American consulate denouncing the U.S. recognition of Peking. There was some pushing and shoving, and 48 demonstrators were arrested. Here in Washington, Trans International Airlines and World Airways have both filed with the Civil Aeronautics Board to begin flights to China. Pan Am made its request yesterday. Japan has been trading with China for years. American business is just gearing up for it. But economics editor Dan Kortz reports any China business may be a long time in coming.
China's 900 million people are a dazzling market for American business, but it'll be a long time developing, and tough Japanese competition is only one of the reasons. For example, although Coca-Cola will build a bottling plant in China next year, most of the Coke will be sold to tourists. Even if the Chinese develop a taste for Coke, not many will be able to afford it. At present, wheat and other farm products are our main export to China, and while those shipments are expected to grow, they're not a high-value item. As China tries to upgrade its primitive agriculture, we'll also increase our sales of farm machinery, but that will reduce demand for our farm exports. China